Hi, and welcome to our family talk show. My name is Clare Bwenje. Firstly, we apologize for coming in a little bit late, but we thank God we are here, and I know you will be blessed. How are you doing, and how is the Lord keeping all of you? Praise the living God. Thank you for keeping it Church of Uganda Family TV. Yeah, the family talk show happens every Friday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. And just in case you missed any of our episodes, don't you worry. Yeah, you can always find it on our Church of Uganda Family TV YouTube channel. But remember to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you very much, and we love you so much. Well, today we will be discussing an amazing topic. Yes, how to inspire couples to grow their marriages. And to discuss this with me is a great couple. We are blessed to have them here. Yeah, so great, and we are very excited that we are going to learn from them. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me Mr. Keneth Mutabazi, General Manager, Global Vet Uganda Limited, together with his dear wife, Mrs. Catherine Mutabazi, a banker by profession. I know you are excited just like I am here. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, join me welcome our guests in the studio. Thank you very much. Hi.
Hello.
Pleased to see you.
Glad to see you.
Yeah,
too.
I'm very happy to have you here at our family talk show and Church of Uganda Family TV at large. We are excited to have you. Please say hello to our viewers.
Okay, hello viewers. Glad to be here. Like they've mentioned, Keneth Mutabazi is my name.
Yes. Good evening, our dear viewers. Catherine Mutabazi is my name. I'm glad to be here this evening to share with you on how to grow our marriages. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. Today in the studio, I'm with the Mutabazis. It's really exciting, eh? Yeah, I know you are really excited. So in this topic, inspiring other couples on how to grow their marriages, I'm very much interested in the word marriage, eh? Yeah, so what is marriage? Yeah, break it down to our levels, eh? Yeah, what is marriage?
Like they say, ladies first. I will give my dear wife, a chance to kickstart it off.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Marriage. What's marriage? In simple terms, I would say marriage is two people coming together. In a lady and a man to live together. The Bible says that a woman, a man will leave their home and cleave to his wife. So the two will be joined in holy matrimony and become one. And then we start to live together as if we were supposed to be born in that, you start to coexist with one another so that you can achieve and then co-create on top of what God required us to be in a marriage setting.
Okay.
Different from what people are saying that now marriage has taken the other side of the other side. But in a church setting, marriage is between man and woman coming together in holy matrimony. It may not be holy matrimony, it could be the church, the traditional marriages, and then others. But it's basically two people, a man and a woman, coming to do life together and then carry on God's work.
Wow. Yes. Thank you. I thank God you emphasized man and woman. These days someone introduces themselves and it's like, I'm married to a man, So I thank God you have really emphasized that, brought that clear to us that it is a union between a man and a woman. Thank you very much. So why do people marry? For starters, we need to understand these things before we dig deep into our topic. Why do people marry?
Okay, thank you. People marry for companionship. Like in the beginning, They say like after God had created everything and it was good, and then Adam was there, and he looked at him and says Adam was missing something. So he had created the animals, the earth, and what have you. So there was this Adam, and God looked at him, and there's something that was missing. So God caused Adam to fall into sleep, and out of his rib he created a woman. So for companionship, so he saw that everything was good, but for Adam it was not good. So he had to create someone to give company to Adam and support Adam in managing what God had created. So it is for companionship.
Wow.
Like they say, 2 heads are better than 1. So when 2 are together, and then they do great and mighty things.
I know.
So mainly people come together in marriage for companionship, and still in church setting, or that's why God did not create another Adam. He created Eve.
Yeah.
You know, created Eve. So
Yes.
so if God created Eve, so that's why church said, we say marriage, we look at it as between man and woman, or male and female.
True, true,
Yeah,
true.
though people are not taking all other angles and what have you, but for us, the church said we still insist marriage is between man and woman, or male and female. Yeah.
Wow. That's really nice. Yeah. Now marriage is between man and woman. I love the emphasis, really. Thank you very much for that. What are some of the things that have inspired you as a married couple to grow your relationship? Now we have got to our topic. So please share with us, the Mutabazi. What are some of the things that have inspired you as a couple to grow your relationship?
Okay.
For starters, we've been married for 13 years plus.
Wow, that's so nice.
And we are blessed with 3 children biologically, and then we have taken on so many others.
Wow.
That we have been blessed to be part of their lives and nurture them and steward them for the glory of the Lord. Yes. What has inspired us in growing our marriage? One, I would say being intentional. Growing your marriage requires you to be intentional. Marriage is not, I would say marriage is not a bed of roses as it may sound. It's a place of seasons. Seasons that will be, just like the way we know that there is the dry, the wet, the rain, you know, there are many seasons, just
True.
like the spring, the autumn, and what. Even marriage has seasons. So in those seasons, when it is rosy and when it is the storm, if you're not intentional about your marriage, you will not grow it. Because there are seasons that require you to be intentional and say, oh God, my hope in this, that I will not waver of whether what or what. So you're just making sure that you're intentional. It's not going to be easy as it may look, but because you have decided to make it intentional and grow this marriage and take it from one level to another. 2 is also the choice to understand that we are 2 imperfect people.
True.
2 imperfect people who have grown from different backgrounds,
Exactly.
coming together to live in the same space. Yeah, you're coming together to live in the same space with someone who has grown from completely different areas. I would say from Karamoja to maybe say Kabale. And then the cultures are completely different.
Completely, yeah, true.
So you need to really take time and say, I will understand this person. I'll love them with all their imperfections. And because you too have some imperfections that you need someone to help you improve.
Exactly. True.
So what has inspired me, I would say, is that yes, knowing that my spouse is not perfect, and trying to work on myself rather than change my spouse. Work on myself and say, all right, if I improved on my communication skills, for instance,
talk about communication,
then this is how we will be able. Maybe this is how he wants his work to be done. I am taking time to understand that yes, some of us are the neat kind, and then there are those who are completely off. But you need to come to a meeting ground and say, okay, this is where we meet, and this is what we need to understand. So in so doing, understanding my spouse and being intentional, and so many things have been able to make me and inspire me to move to another level and do the best I can to see that my marriage can withstand. The storms will be there, I will not say. The storms will be there. It's not all, just like Christ. In his life, there was a storm and there was a crisis. And out of that crisis, we have victory. Out of that crisis, he wears the victor's crown.
Amen. Amen.
So, in knowing that, yes, a crisis is there, but how do I go through it? I'm being intentional about it. So those are a few things that I could say. Maybe my husband would add on, and then we can continue.
Thank you very much, Catherine.
All right, thank you so much, my dear wife. Like she has mentioned, being intentional. And for starters, we belong to a married fellowship, call it a couples group, that under St. Francis Chapel Makerere, that currently we are leading.
Wow.
We are the leaders of that fellowship. It's called KKM.
Wow.
Initially, like 3 years ago, it used to be Gayaza Road C1 Marriage Fellowship, and when we grow bigger, we suggest that we bath, bathing, so such that the families are smaller for easy interaction and growth. So when we bathed, so we became KKM. The other part became MBN, and KKM, those are letters for areas where we reside. So KKM stands for Chanja Kasangati Maule. Maule is part of Kasangati. That also covers Masoli. So we lead that fellowship. We've been in that fellowship for more than 5 years.
Wow.
And at one time we served as treasurers, but this year 2022 we are serving as leaders. We are called Papa and Mama. And the beauty of it is that when you're a leader, you lead as a couple.
That's nice.
That's the beauty of it, that you lead as a couple. So when you're chosen as Papa and Mama or leaders, you take it on as a couple. When you're chosen as treasurers, you take it on as a couple.
Wow.
So in that way, you're accountable to each other. So by all means, you have to make sure you make things work.
I know, yeah.
You make things work, because there is no way I'm going to. Okay, we meet weekly. That is every Saturday from 8 to 11. In the night or in the evening, or call it night, every Saturday, and we meet. We rotate in homes. So we rotate in homes. If this Saturday the Mutabazi host, maybe the next Saturday another couple will host, and then we are able to connect. This is where people stay, connect with them. So that way, if you're leading, and if we are leading as a couple, there's no way we are going to go and lead people when we have just put face. You have covered up, no? You have left home when things are not well.
Yeah.
Things are not well. Maybe you quarreled in the morning, and then here you're going to lead a fellowship of the marrieds, and then you have to reach and then now put the face, pretend that everything is well, all is rosy. When deep inside things are not right at yours. So what do? You have to first make sure you make up before you do what? So like someone said, if you can't if you can't lead at home, if you can't lead at home, then don't export.
Expect.
Don't export
yeah.
that leadership
Exactly.
anywhere else.
Yes,
Because you have failed to lead, to manage at home.
Yeah.
Then there's no way you're going to go there and say now you're better. So you have to first make sure you manage the smaller unit at home, and then you're able to go out and do what. And in most cases, you realize that when things are really not working very well at home, you know, even as you go out there, you find people carrying frustrations. You know, someone will live at home, I go to office, you're dealing some people, and you know, you're throwing all the frustration and what have you at them. But when home is well and you've come when everything is well, when you reach, it is automatic that it is going to. So that's what has helped. One of the things that have helped our marriage to grow, you know, being intentional and belong to a marriage fellowship, a couples of people of the like-minded. So through that you're able to get hear from people. We have people who have been married for different years, 1 year, 2 years, 15 years, 20 years, almost 30 years.
I know.
So when you pick from the one of 5 years, you listen from the one of 20 years, like, okay, wow, I think we can do what? I think we can improve. Even when we feel there are things that are not really well, I think from what someone has shared, I think you can make things
you
that
can,
are better.
yes, exactly.
Yes. So that's one of the area that really has helped us to work on our marriages and make sure that we are intentional and we make things that, yes, you will disagree, you had the advice here, but what matters is to come back and make peace, and for the sake of two of you and the family at large.
Wow. Okay. Oh, that's really, really nice. It's a plus when you tell us that because you belong to a fellowship, a couples fellowship, it has really, really helped you in growing your marriage. Yeah, I also belong to a fellowship, by the marriage fellowship. Mine is not KKM. It's called Esther Couples Fellowship. So really, I know what you are talking about, and it has really helped us a lot. So what you say is really true. And thank you very much when you tell us that we have to be intentional. I love it when Kathy, where you were telling us that it's to understand that we are all not perfect. Yeah, we are all imperfect people coming together. You know, we have to understand each other. Thank you very much. But anyways, is it possible for a bad relationship or marriage to improve? Is it a yes or no?
It is a yes.
It is a yes. Wow. Yes. I'm glad it is a yes. So how can one change a bad relationship into a good marriage? Into a good relationship or marriage?
Right.
For me, this is my take. Yes, it's possible for a relationship. One, you need to know what is causing the friction. The friction is there for a reason, even when you want to sweep the issue under the carpet. But taking time to understand and say, okay, this is where we at. How do we get through? It's just the way we do planning, crisis management from all, even offices. You know, sometimes we think that some of these things only apply to the workplace, maybe to the marketplace. No. Some of these things, you need to take them back home and say, okay, this is where I have erred. And this is what I need to do to make amends. Sometimes it's not, the person who has wronged you may not be able to realize that they're actually the ones causing this. But like, we normally talk between ourselves that yes, it only takes one sober mind to hold a marriage. It doesn't need two people to be sober. And unfortunately, in most marriages, there is one who is more sober. And so there must be that one person who is going to say, no, I will stand and make this thing go forward. I will pick up the pieces and walk through. You may take a few steps back. You could take 3 back, and by God's grace you take 7 forward.
Wow.
And the relationship is back on course. Understand, we have all sinned. and fallen short of God's glory. But he has forgiven us. Most times we extend so much grace to the people outside, to the colleagues at work, to our friends, to the church goers. We give them a lot of grace, even when they have sinned, something that is beyond, it's that you couldn't have imagined. But to your spouse, you expect the angel. Not knowing that you're all two imperfect people who have actually been saved by God's grace. So if you sit back and reflect on how one of you or both of you have sinned and wronged each other, and even wronged God, but he's still merciful towards you, then you sit back and say, okay, I think I can, by his grace I'll walk. And talking, communication is a lifeline, or the blood of a marriage. So talk through things and say, yes, this is where I have erred. This is where you have erred. How do we move forward from here? I know when trust is broken, it takes time to rebuild that trust. But eventually, you'll regain it. And the Bible is clear. If you're heavy laden, carry it up. Take it to the cross and throw it there. Go and cry to the Lord. He's gracious to give you the strength to carry through. He will give you the wisdom on how to move to the next level. He'll give you the words on how to maybe take a few steps back so that you can reflect and realize on each other. Talk to people. That's where the counselors come in. Sometimes the issues that are going through, maybe it's the first time you guys have gone through it. It's just like some marriages have broken because of lack of children, or delayed getting of children, But there are marriages that have thrived through it. So if you take time and walk to someone and they talked to you, they could have gone through that, and you'll actually say, okay, actually this is how we can negotiate through this. And then you can move on, and you do not throw away your relationship. You can still redeem yourself from the mud. You can redeem yourself. And just like there are people who will change completely from the worst to the best. If it's the one spouse that has been causing this marriage to get to the wrong, they can make a turnaround and then they love you too much. No ga attach susiza.
I know.
When they get back to themselves and they say, what, Katsi, I am back. When the prodigal son returns and then he says, yes, I will do this, I am going to carry it, So it is possible. We shouldn't give up. Let's look upon and look at others. How have they? Can we take time, listen, but communicate? By the time your marriage is completely breaking, I know the communication is there. Communicate and don't sweep things under the carpet. What is causing most of us that we sweep the things under the carpet? By the time you come out, your heart is heavy laden.
I know.
You barely can hold it. And even when someone is holding you back and saying, no, you can actually go through this. You're saying, no, enough is enough, and I can carry on. But let us be able to sit down and talk. Let us listen to others. And I know the Lord is gracious to see us through.
Amen. Thank you very much, Catherine.
Go apart. So if you look at those basics, what are those things that really united us, unified us, that really used to make us feel want to be in the company of each other all the time? Want to sit there and say nothing. Like they're saying that you do it best when you say nothing at all. Those moments you want to sit somewhere, you're not saying anything, but you feel you want that. You get it?
Yes,
so
yes,
when that starts to die, and you see the distances, you're drifting away. then there are those things you have to go back. What am I doing what have I stopped doing
Exactly.
that used to do, that brought us together, that used to make us have those butterflies and what have you. So if you address those things when still early, then you're able to get back your marriage on track. So that is how we must address those things. The moment it comes, address it there. Let us not wait for them to pile, and then this time comes and you can no longer fix it. So you have to keep addressing them, keep going back to the room and check yourself. Am I really walking as the way I'm supposed to walk as a husband? Am I still really walking the way as a wife? You know. So we check ourselves. So there's no marriage that cannot work out unless people have not become intentional. So intention, like say it is intentional, and you go back to the author. If you feel that things are piling up, just take it to God in prayer. Like she has said, it takes one sober mind to stand in the gap. Like for example, she joined the marriage fellowship before I did.
Wow.
And for some time she was married, and me, I was busy here and there. I thought making into life is to overwork here, look for money, and you realize at times you're looking for it so much and it's not even coming. You get it? You're here stressing it, and I think for her, when she was there, she was able to stand and say, okay, me, I'm going to make sure I stand in the gap and what. So until later when I joined, and wow, it was good. It was good and has really given us the mileage. It has helped us to understand each other, to support another, to bear with one another, and then we move forward.
Amen.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much, Kenneth. Yeah, we have to be intentional. I really like it when you tell us that we need to check ourselves when the marriage is going, it's not going the right way. You need to check yourself. What are some of the things I used to do that I no longer do? Yeah, that is if you're keeping track, that you can remember some of the things that you used to do that you are no longer doing. But thank you very much. Thank you so much. And should I tell you something? I've been believing God for a couple that is a little bit in finance. I'm glad I have Catherine here, is a banker. You've been treasurers together as a couple. I've been keeping this question for very, 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 very many days. Now I am here to ask it to you because you are the right people. So anyways, this is how I'll begin. Do you ever have financial challenges in your marriage? Or those things of you have mismanaged the money. Do you ever have them in your marriage?
By God's grace, no. We haven't had I would say really a challenge onto finances. Maybe we have understood ourselves, and we know what is your space in terms of finances, so we know where we are supposed to be at. And so I remember when we were, I'd say, for instance, my husband is a generous person.
Wow.
Very generous to even others that he will forget about himself. And he will want to meet a need. Very generous, and sometimes in our early years, I would, at first I would think maybe his giving is too much, that he's even forgetting the family and other people are taking advantage of it. But as like we say, you need to grow, and if you don't grow, then you will have so many issues as you move on in life. So I tried to understand, and I knew that his source of satisfaction comes in meeting someone's need. And that's where he finds joy, even when he doesn't have. He says, at least the other person, they could have it and use it better than I can. And I think because of, like the Bible is clear, it's more blessed to give than to receive. And I think then the Lord comes in and says, okay, because of your giving, I will generously also provide for you so that you can provide for a need out there. So in terms of finances, we've all been able to do something and bring something on table. But we would understand, and one, what I think causes a lot of tension in the finances is because sometimes the women, especially us who are the working class, the corporate time, you think that your money is supposed to not to do any activity at home. We will not refute that the God-given mandate of provision in a home is for a husband. But to some homes, the Lord has blessed the women in that season that you're the one to provide. And maybe you have a better job than your spouse. I'd implore those women to take it and provide for their home like a man would, because in that season the Lord is using you to bless your family.
Amen.
There will be a season when you can no longer do that, and then the blessing will come to the husband. But there are homes where the blessing of provision and financial blessing has come through the wife. That shouldn't be a point of contradiction or friction, because I am the one providing, and you think because you're providing, then submission should be thrown out of the way. What is causing a lot of those fights is the lack of submissiveness, because you think I can buy whatever you can. Maybe I am CEO, I am the manager of this brand, and you think, yes, that brand should water down this person. But again, I would say is that men also need to try, even in your small finances, do a little that you can and provide and take on, because the Lord will bless you. He knows that is your mandate. Through it, He will make ends meet and provide for you. So for us, what we have done is that, yes, we would talk. We would say, okay, here I am. This is it I am getting. And then say, okay, what are you going to do on it? The African society calls us to carry on some of our, you have, I would not say baggage, but there are people you will have to take care of on either side. So maybe you will agree that, okay, for you, you'll take your care of your side, I'll take care of your side. And then in terms of development, the man, he will provide. For us, what has been, he would say, I'll provide, I'll do this, but you, as a working woman, I have to come in there. I don't expect him to say, you know what? You mean we had visitors and you couldn't have plates, yet I'm working, so what is my money doing? If I'm waiting for him to even buy the small things that I can do. I would sit down then and say, okay, we are buying a plot of land. Say, how much do you have? I may have all that is needed for the whole plot, and I just say, it is here, buy it. And that has worked. And so when I don't have to provide, he knows that when Catherine has the money, even if I have zero, she'll give me all she has for this project. So it has built a bit of trust that, yes, when there is money, it is for all of us. Tewali want is, sente za chikazi. No, you're able to account and say, okay, this is it. But today, by the way, I got this, but it went here and here and here, and here we are back. And then he's able to meet your needs. It doesn't mean that what is the kind of what we are hearing a lot of people fighting, Kamenza, the Kamenza is not small. It's because some men have relegated their roles of providing, even when they can. Even when they can. Because your emphasis is looking at your little wife because you think she's earning 2 million shillings. You want the 2 million shillings to cover for her transport, the fuel, take care of the children, and then you're saying, but you're not paying fees, I am not paying rent. For heaven's sake, you left and we were to live and you are to do. So stop overlooking into the monies and saying, okay, you want to even make sure that if I get the 2 million, you control it that I cannot even have an extra 10,000 to have ice cream with my friends. So why wouldn't we have a fight? Because when I was growing up and studying, I'm saying when I grow, I'll make my money. Once in a while, I will maybe sit at Cafe Javas and I just have ice cream. I am a sweet tooth. I'll walk into Cafe Javas and I just have ice cream for lunch and a sweet cake. So will I be able to account for that and ask that, Mommy, did you give me this money? Then we'll have to fight. But if you leave me some laxity on how to manage part of my money, then we will have peace. And then sometimes there is no need to sweat the small things. Don't sweat everything and then you think you need to sweat. Some things are not worth sweating them. If you can, as a man, provide. Even me who is hiding my money, trust me, the guardian angel will visit me one day and I bring all of it. Because I am seeing you're doing so much. But when you begin looking at it and every day will wait to lie you, where is your money? Where is your money? What is wrong with my money? Let us agree. But again, this will also emanate from the discussions you had at the very start. You do not expect to start at age in your 10th year of marriage and then you're asking me what does your money do? So what did we plan at the start? How did we set our goals? Do I know the development plans you have? Maybe you have not shared with me the development plans for this family. I do not know the mission and vision of this home. So then I don't know. We are just moving, waiting for where the wind takes us. When it takes us south, we go. When it takes us east, we go. But when I know, you know what, we are moving into this direction, the plan is that this year we'll build here, this year we will acquire a plot, this year we will move here, half here, we want to do this, then I'm able to also align and say, okay, this is where to do. How do I be part of this development plan of my family? How do I see us move from here to another level? And then we will reduce the fight. Then I'll also be able to manage the finances and even sit back and say, okay, this year our intention is to buy land. Therefore, we need to cut on some of the things that we are doing. Maybe there's some of the useless costs this year. Let me try and reduce my spending because we are looking forward to this. We are saying, yes, this year we want to buy a new car. And then you're saying, okay, what car are you looking out for? I'm looking out for. Then you're saying, okay, for me, I want a V8. And you're saying, oh, you want a V8? And then you will say, how much do you have? Then you say, you know what? For me, I think I have my 200 that I can dispose. And say, oh, okay, I'll top up to the 100. Because you have shown an initiative and that you're willing. But we are having those fights because some of us have really sat back as women. Our money is our money. And then also some men are over insisting. You want to collect all of it from me. And then you only count for me every morning. How much is the taxi? 3K. You give me 3K. The salon, how much is 20K? Sometimes I also want to walk into a salon of 200K and I see it. I know. And I enjoy my money. Then now I come and say, when you say, now a salon of 200K, how does the hair of 200K look like? 20K. I am making this dime. Allow me some flexibility to enjoy it. And then we'll have peace. Because there's just a few small things that are making us fight in those finances. And all these things at the end of it, it's all vanity.
Wow.
It's all vanity.
I know.
You're fighting for the monies. We saw COVID here. People could not even buy oxygen. So it's all vanity. These monies, you will leave it and say, okay, this is where we are. So let us, I keep telling him that if I have been vulnerable to the extent of saying, like the Bible says, that the two were naked and not ashamed, then what more is this money that we are hiding? If I have not been able to hide myself, then what more are we going to hide and say, okay, kanakataka kange? Then when I die, he doesn't know the kataka, the children also don't know, then my friend who knows takes over. So let us just be transparent to one another, openness. It will build our trust, and in so doing, it will strengthen our marriages. Yes.
Wow. Thank you very much, Catherine. That was really nice. Yeah, we need to be transparent. Yeah, to avoid that pulling of ropes here and there. Would you love to pick it from that, Mr. Henry?
Oh
Both
yeah.
of us.
Yeah, thank you so much, my dear wife. Finances. I think, like Sha said, one thing we have to really know and work on is me knowing that whatever I'm making, you know, whatever I'm earning is for for family, for us. You know, what she's making is for us. So when we get to know that, then we are not going to have all this friction. So knowing that is for us, it doesn't have she doesn't have to come at the end of the month and say, this is what I got the whole month here. I don't have to say, come, this is what I got the month here, and then do what. So what you have to know that whatever we are doing is for all of us. So we like we do at the end of the year, we sit and make goals. We say, okay, what are we doing? What are the obligations at home and what have you? So we plan and look at it. So we say, okay, this is what we have to do. So whatever I have, if I can make, then I'll do that. If she has, then she'll bring. If we are investing, then we are investing as a family. If we are buying a plot of land, we are buying it as a family. So I have to buy land, and then the two of us is in our names. It's in the title, is in our names. I don't have to know, in most cases, you find couple, they're buying land. She has brought her money, but then at the end of the day, the land, the title is mine in my names. That means there's something that I'm doing what? That I'm hiding, that I'm not doing what. So, and it also depends on where do you get your advice from. So, like I've said, as when we meet as fellowship, we have those sessions. We talk about different things every Saturday. We have a topic. You talk about money. You talk about investments. So we get advice from like-minded people. So as a couple, we must know that whatever we are doing, we came together as one. Then we have to do things together. But when you get advice from the wrong people, there are those who take it. My friend, you must have a kataka kechara. So you have to buy something and hide, because you don't know what tomorrow may bring. This man he's here, but tomorrow he may do what? He may change. But you have to trust and know whatever you're doing, the two of us, you don't have to put things together. There are things that she does, like obligations. There are things that she does that I don't have to even ask her and say, like you're saying, do we have plates at home? I don't know, but I know when visitors come, the plates are there. You get? And then the things that I do as a man, I know this is my obligation. You get? Those ones I do, and she will not have to ask. So we have to know our roles, our gender roles as husband, as wife. Yes, I have to do this, and I will not ask. I know it is catered for. I don't have to say, bring the money, and then I pick for you. Now you go and buy tomatoes. Now you go and buy airtime. No, she know this is the family obligation. I can bring this so much, but also personally, I need to have something, and I'm not going to go to her say, but how you need to disclose everything. She may have to send some money to her mother, and I'm not going to say, why did you do this? She may have to support somewhere, and I'm not going to do, because whatever she's doing is for the good of us. When she gives someone or something, the blessings come to us as a family. When I give a hand, the blessings come to us as a family. So when I'm blessed, she's blessed. So we are blessed together. So we just need to know each other, and so whatever we are doing is for the two of us and the family, and then we cannot have any friction about finances here and there and find like I say, sweating over small things.
Wow. Thank you very much. I know our dear viewers, you bear me witness that these were the right people to discuss this topic. We are so blessed to have you here as Family TV. Unfortunately, our time is fast spent. I'll just ask you to say bye-bye to them in just a few words, your final remarks, and we sign out.
Right.
Okay. My wife will go first.
Yes. Thank you, viewers, and thank you, Family TV, for giving us this opportunity to share a few nuggets on how we can grow our marriages My closing remark would be to encourage couples out there. One, I will just repeat what my dear husband said. Doing life with like-minded people will help you a lot. Find a community that you can do life together with. You can't say you're going to improve your marriage when all your friends are single ladies. The advice will be different. Like he said, marriage has been a little easier on my side, I would say. I joined the marriage fellowship in our first year of marriage. And that nurtured me well and enabled me to go through the things. So that way I have been able to grow and improve my marriage and be intentional about working. And I want to tell you it is possible to enjoy your marriage. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so very much. My kind of remarks is to say that marriage is heaven on earth.
Wow.
Marriage is heaven on earth, and I call upon the young people, if you're ready, get married and life will be good, and be ready to understand each other, nurture each other, and look for a group to belong to. My wife and I are passionate about marriage and parenting, and you realize of late parenting is really a very big challenge. So we really love talking about marriage. We love talking about parenting, and there is marriage there's no marriage that is too bad that cannot be fixed. So just go back to the maker, know the reasons why you got married, and all be well. Thank you so very much. We are honored and humbled to be hosted here today, and given chance we shall come back. God bless you.
Wow, you will surely come back. Marriage is heaven on earth. Thank you very much, our dear viewers, for keeping it Family TV. We love you so very much. From me, Clare, Bwenje, and the Mutabazis is a bye-bye, and God bless you.